Hello. Happy. Here we go. Hello. Happy Monday. My name is Frank Lavinia. You can check me out at Frank Digs Data on X as well as Instagram and a few other socials. And you can also check out this course here. I didn't make the course. I'm not making money off it. It's a free course. It's on vector databases. Highly, highly recommend it. I recommended this on my previous live stream on Friday. But a couple of things I want to show is I finally had the chance to go through and create my own AI GPT, your own customized version of Chat GPT. And I have to say, it is impressively easy. So I wasn't really sure where I would start. So I figured one of the things that I do when I come up with an episode of Data Driven Podcast is I come up with a um, script for kind of what Bailey would say. And sometimes I'll augment it with a couple of jokes that are come from AI. And I just create a Bailey chatbot. Like, basically, here's what we envision the character. And it's pretty impressive. It only took me 2 minutes to put together. It's absolutely insane. But one of the other things in this item, I want to discuss this first here, is mentioned holograms. And this here is an LED bar. And I showed this on a previous stream, but just in case you haven't seen it, let me run it. And you'll see that it is producing a display. Calling it hologram, I think, is a bit generous. I have the Star Wars and Star Trek kind of vision of what a hologram should be, but I mean, it is nonetheless kind of cool. Makes it look like it's there. A little bit of a augmented reality vibe. I can go forward through some of these. You can see go. There's Santa Claus dancing. More fruit. Whoever made this really likes fruit and vegetables. Here's one I put on there, custom. It's a robot playing with stuff. It's a little washed out. I got to get the lighting in the studio right anyway, right? Like, there's some lighting issues I need to work out, including hanging curtains. But let's see. So that's data driven. You kind of see. Or did it reverse it? I don't know. Well, I'll have to look at the replay. But you get the idea. Holograms, that sort of thing. It's not a post-production thing that's been added. It's there. Yeah, that's basically it. Folks know that they can rely on me for crazy display technology. So I'm going to share my entire screen. And I want to show you there we go. So here is a display. Here's a chatbot I made, right? And say, hi, Bailey. Look at that. It's actually pretty good. This is actually really good. I asked it kind of some of the leading questions, describe a vector database. Keep it on brand, right? So basically, she's going to go through and kind of talk about what a vector database is, but also with the tone and the twist of the character that we've created for the show. And you'll see that, she'll use analogies. I told her to use analogies, told her to kind of keep it to the general tone of the show, keep it accessible. Don't be afraid to go too technical. And you'll see it's actually doing a pretty solid job of that. Let me know in the comments if you want me to make her a public endpoint. Right now it's a private thing. It's not available to the general public. You have to have the link to use it. Let me know in the comments if you would like early access or you just want to experiment, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I think it's fascinating. All right. So with that being said, let's go back. Oops. Let's go back and we'll go to explore. So there's a number of things here. It's supposed to load a list of existing GPTs that are out there. So I'll just click create. And this is really amazing because it's completely code free. And I roughly know what it's doing. Roughly what it's doing is it's basically building out instructions for it, right? So you have and it's very clever because I don't think there's a lot of work in the back end. So you see this configure, the name of it, capabilities, web browsing, knowledge, conversation starters, right? That sort of thing. So why don't we just say, I want to have a motivation bot because it's Monday, right? We can all use a little bit of extra motivation on Mondays. So make a motivational coach bot in the style of Tony Robbins, because he's kind of like the godfather of motivation, so to speak. So I'll do that. And I'm going to have a sip of my seltzer water while I do that. And then you'll notice as this comes up with a preview, as this goes through and updates it, now honestly, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, this is a completely unscripted demo, like most things on my live streams. These are largely unscripted. Let's see. It's updating, it's updating, it's updating. I like the little wrench animation. It's better than, it's a new innovation, I think. All right, behavior updated. So watch. So it'll say, hey, great choice. How about we name this? So you know what? I'll say, yes, that's great. Probably doesn't want me to call it Tony Robbins for legal reasons. All right, it's generating a profile picture too. Okay. I did notice, like, about halfway through the programming, it kind of timed out before. So how can I stay motivated? Here we go. Let's ask, what are some good, I need a boost of confidence. Can you help? Nope. There's the picture. I'm doing two things at once here. So now it's going to refine it a little bit more. How would you like to handle situations where users might need more professional help? Always refer them to a professional. And remind them with all the faults thereof. This is where it kind of blew out before, or no, it was actually the second one. So it's going to update this. It's pretty interesting how well it comes up with it. Now, what I suspect it's doing is that it's doing some kind of modification of GPT system messages, which is a fancy way of saying, like, there's different ways that you can control the behavior of a GPT, of Chat GPT, by giving it system messages. In other words, very specific instructions that change how the AI will react. Which is something you couldn't do. You could do through the API, but you really couldn't do through the UI up until pretty recently. And even then, you had to kind of go through your global settings for all of this. And even then, it was only available to Plus subscribers. All right. This is interesting. So they've updated this to always remind users. Excuse me. Let's consider the approach to interaction should be gentle. I'll say start with gentle, then become, now, you know what? I want it to be direct, but caring. How about that? So I want to point out something that's very obvious here. In fact, it's so obvious, you may not even see it. I'm not writing code. English is the coding language, right? And this gets into something Jensen Huang said, where if English becomes is the new programming language. So I think this is all going to usher in a whole new era of the way applications get built. Certainly, um, a whole new way for um, task specific applications get built, right? Because what if I tied this into an API that could do, um, schedule things on my calendar, right? Or send text messages. I mean, it's not that far. All right, so let's see. Should have any specific characteristics or quirks in response? This could be a this is interesting. What would I want this to be? Drop any comments in the chat, but I'm gonna say be passionate about giving advice. I don't know. It's updating it. So these, turns out when you go to configure, these conversation starters are something you can put in there as an option. It'll also generate images. It also has capabilities for web browsing and actions. What's this? Enter your OpenAI schema here. Weather. Interesting. So you can get a weather. Look at that. All right, that is something I'm going to have to explore. Not really sure what a motivation chatbot would need to do that. You're all set it out in the playground, which is a separate chat dialog to the right. Feel free to test it. So let's say, how can I stay motivated working from home? I don't get why it says untitled. Oh, you know why? Hasn't been saved yet. It's still in draft. All right, hit save. So you know what? I'm going to make this public. Do I have a privacy policy? GPT can't be. People with a link. What in the world? Okay. Stop. Oh, there we go. Okay. I can't change my name. All right. So we'll just do this. Only me? Confirm? No? Why is this public? Only me. Confirm. Why is this blanked out? That's interesting. Well, the nice thing is, I have to name it. Motivation master. There we go. And it probably wants a privacy policy. I'm going to, how do I delete this? Delete this. Yep. All right. Save. Set up your builder profile, which I got to do that still. By community builder. All right. There's my, turn that on. No. Okay. All right, clearly there's some bugs in this. Confirm. Let me know if you want me to drop the links in chat. You can check it out. Start a new chat. Let's see, what are some good habits for success? What would it say? But in any case, regardless of what this is going to say, the idea that I can kind of take a persona like a Tony Robbins or whatever, There's also a way we can upload documents too. Now, obviously, there's various concerns about privacy and things like that. But the fact you can do this with no code and produce something that's pretty solid product, right? Motivation Master. Let's see if I could go to um, this. Man, it's pretty good actually. I have to say I am suitably impressed with the quality of producing this with very little effort. In fact, somebody at work had produced one about OpenShift, and I don't know details of how it was trained, but I get the impression that it was fed documents relating to OpenShift, and I had a pretty good conversation with it earlier, and that got me inspired to kind of make this. Now, I'm not sharing that link because it's not supported and it's just kind of an experiment. Somebody's messing around. But let me know in the comments below what you would like to see, or better yet, build your own. You don't need any coding skills. You don't need to know anything about vector databases. Um, yeah, I'm gonna play around with this some more, and then when I come up with some new insights, I'm definitely gonna share them here. I'm Frank Lavinia, and thanks for joining this live stream. And have a good Monday. This is where I'm going to play the outro graphic if I can find it. And the sun's in my eyes.